I'm Paul Stusiak, co-chair of the Reso Transport Work Group. I share the chair with Scott Petronas. I've been involved in the real estate industry since 1993. Was a participant in the earliest versions of RETS, which predated Reso. I've been chair of various work groups in Reso, and I'm here for the long term. The Transport Work Group is focused on helping people to get data from point A to point B, from your servers to your clients, from the MLS system to web applications like IDX that would help people to sell and market houses. We have probably the most technical work group, but the gist of it is we really want to focus on getting data from point A to point B in a standard way so a new entry into a market can do this easily and successfully. Primarily, the people involved with the Transport Work Group are technology people responsible for the implementation of this. We do need some participation from not lay people, but people in the industry who have knowledge around this to make sure that we're not getting trapped in thought patterns that are unhelpful to the industry in general, to give us a reality check to make sure that we're doing the right things. One of the things with the Transport Work Group is it can be very intimidating for even technologists to join, because many of the people have been in the group for a very long time and are very comfortable with expressing their opinions in vigorous and strong fashions, which can be quite intimidating from people. But I'm fairly confident that both myself and Scott will be able to help those people have a voice at the table. And it is important that people come and have a voice at the table because it is such a critical functionality to be adding. Over the last 12 months, the Transport Work Group has been focused on bringing out a new version 1.0.3, and the testing rules around that, as well as starting work on Update, which is a new functionality that will allow ad edits to be created by users, like agents, to enter data into the MLS system using the Web API. As the standard grows, it's important that we add functionality that brings value to the equation. Being able to search is an important part of that, and we've covered that in version 1.0.3. But going forward, we need to add to that to be able to allow people to add records, to update records. An example would be an agent with the client being able to change a list price while they're with the client. That's very powerful for building that brand and the relationship between the agent and the seller. Update is a bit more technical and requires a bit more consideration about how this is going to happen, because it's really critical to make sure the data that gets into the system is correct. Over the next year, we'll be working on Update almost exclusively. We do expect there will be a few minor issues with previous versions that people will discover. Those will be rolled into the next version, which will be 1.1. We're hoping to have a new version with the update visible for people to start commenting on. The types of people who would be interested in joining this group will most likely be people responsible with the job of implementing an update functionality, the ad edit functionality on server side or on the client side. We really would like to get more participation from the client side. They're the people that we have the smallest representation in our work group, but they will hopefully be able to identify areas where we're thinking too narrowly, identifying use cases, business cases that we haven't thought of. Again, on the client side, people building those websites, building the handheld device, the tablet, the phone applications, they'll have a better understanding of what they're trying to do with their agents and make sure that we incorporate that into the standards so it can get built properly. Again, technical is the place we need the most assistance and the people who will be most comfortable with the group. But if you're involved in any aspect of adding or editing records at an MLS, for example, or a broker system, you'll want to participate, at least have your technology people drop in on the calls to make sure that they understand where we're tracking, where we're going with the standard, how it's going to affect them in the future.